Learn English with marriage.
I'm going to tell you a story that is not just a story, but an inspiration for millions of people around the world. A story that teaches us how to fight, how to live, how to dream, and how to win no matter how hard life is. This is the story of a man who was faster than your eyes could see. A man whose punch could send shock waves. A man who changed the world with his bare hands, his brain, and his belief. The man who became a legend of martial arts, an actor, a philosopher, and a warrior. His name is Bruce Lee. You might know him from his powerful fight scenes or his famous flying kick. But trust me, his real story. His real life is even more powerful than his movies. In this series, I will tell you everything about him. Every detail, every secret. Every pain, every power. From the moment he was born, till the moment he left this world. So stay with me till the end, because this will be the best story you've ever heard. This story is perfect for your English because it's told in easy words that you can understand. As you listen, you will hear new words and phrases that will help you speak better and sound more confident. You'll also learn important lessons from Bruce Lee's life, which will inspire you to work hard and never give up. So not only will you improve your English, but you'll also get stronger in mind and spirit. Part 1: The beginning of a legend. Bruce Lee was born on November 27, 1940, in San Francisco, California, USA. But wait, he was not born in a hospital, like most babies. He was born in a Chinese hospital in America, while his father was on a music tour. His father was a famous opera singer from Hong Kong, named Li Hoichuan. Now here's something interesting. Bruce Lee was born in the year of the dragon. In the hour of the dragon, according to the Chinese calendar. In Chinese culture, this is considered very lucky, very powerful. People believe this child would do something great in life, and they were right. His Chinese name was Li Junfan, which means return again. His parents hoped that one day he would return to America and do something big. But Bruce didn't grow up in the USA. Soon after his birth, his family went back to Hong Kong, where he spent his childhood. From the beginning, Bruce was not a quiet child. He was full of energy, always moving, running, jumping, fighting, playing. His parents used to say this boy is like a firecracker. But he also had many physical problems. His right leg was shorter than the left. Yes, Bruce Lee had one leg shorter, which caused imbalance when walking or fighting. But he never gave up. He trained hard to overcome it. His eyesight was very weak. Bruce couldn't see clearly without glasses. He later started using contact lenses, which were rare at that time. So imagine this. The man who later became the fastest fighter on screen had poor eyesight and uneven legs. Isn't that incredible? But these problems never stopped him. In fact, they made him stronger. He trained harder than anyone. He wanted to become unbeatable. Bruce's father was an actor, so Bruce got the chance to act in movies. When he was very young, he acted in his first film, at the age of just 3 months old. By the time he was a teenager, he had acted in over 20 Chinese movies. But don't think Bruce loved acting in the beginning. No, he was more interested in fighting, dancing, and having fun. He was a street boy. Not a school topper, he often got into street fights. He was smart, sharp, but also wild and rebellious. When Bruce was 13, something happened that changed his life. He got into a street fight and got badly beaten. He felt ashamed and angry. His father decided this has to stop. He introduced Bruce to a man named IP Man, a master of a fighting style called Wing Chun Kung Fu. Bruce became a student of Wing Chun and started training under IP Man. He loved it, but there was a problem. Some students in the school didn't want to train with Bruce because he was part German from his mother's side, and they believed only pure Chinese should learn Kung Fu. That hurt Bruce. But again, he didn't stop. He trained even harder. He practiced kicks, punches, speed, timing movement day and night. He used to practice 500 punches every day. Even as a teenager, he became so fast that people could not even see when he moved his hands. That was the beginning of the legend. As Bruce became stronger, his street fights also became more serious. He was winning fights, but he was also attracting police attention. His parents were scared he might get arrested or even killed in a fight. So at age 18, his father said, "You must go back to America. Build your life. Become something great." And that's when Bruce Lee said goodbye to Hong Kong and took a ship to the USA with only $100 in his pocket. Part 2. The struggle begins in America. When Bruce Lee landed in the United States of America, 1959, he was just 18 years old. He arrived in Seattle, a city in the northwest of the USA. He had only $100 in his pocket. That's all. No rich family, no big name, just a suitcase, a dream, and burning confidence. He didn't know what the future would bring. He had no plan, no friends. But one thing was clear: he would not give up. He believed in one thing: himself. Bruce stayed in a small room above a restaurant. That restaurant was owned by a Chinese family, his father knew. In return, Bruce worked there washing dishes, cleaning, and doing small jobs. He was not treated like a star. He was just a boy who had come from another country. Every night after work, Bruce trained. He practiced his kicks and punches. Even in the tiny room, he had no gym, no equipment, no money. But he had discipline. Bruce joined Edison Technical School to complete high school. Many of his classmates were white Americans. He had an accent and his English was not perfect. But he didn't feel shy. He was confident, funny, and sharp. He loved talking, dancing, and making jokes. And slowly people started noticing him. Not just for his brain, but for something else: his speed in school. He once showed a classmate how fast he could punch. Before the classmate could blink, Bruce's fingers were already 1 inch away from his nose. That classmate became his first American student. And from there, Bruce's dream started growing. Bruce began teaching Kung Fu to students. Not just Chinese students, but white, black, and Asian students. This was a big problem for traditional Chinese martial arts teachers in America. They believed Kung Fu should only be taught to Chinese people. One day, the Chinese martial arts community gave Bruce a challenge: fight one of our top fighters. If you lose, stop teaching non-Chinese students. Bruce said, "Okay, let's fight." The fight happened in Oakland, California in 1960. Bruce fought against Wang Jackman, a well-trained martial artist. Most people expected a long and slow fight, but Bruce finished it in just a few minutes. He won, but he was not happy. He thought the fight was too slow, and he got tired too quickly. After that fight, Bruce made a big decision. He said, "I will not follow traditional Kung Fu styles. I will create my own way, a style with no style." This was the birth of Jeet Kune Do, a new kind of martial arts that combines speed, power, and flexibility. While Bruce was studying at the University of Washington, he met a beautiful girl named Linda Emery. She was one of his students. Linda was smart, kind, and strong-minded. She admired Bruce's confidence and his powerful body and mind. They fell in love. But her family did not accept Bruce at first because he was Chinese and she was American. Many people told her, "Don't marry him. He's not one of us." But Linda followed her heart. In 1964, she married Bruce Lee. They became a powerful team. She supported Bruce in every step of his life, even when they had no money, even when people rejected him. Later, they had two children. Brandon Lee, born in 1965, and Shannon Lee, born in 1969. By this time, Bruce Lee was becoming superhuman. Let me explain what he could do. Two-finger push UPS. Bruce could do push UPS using only his thumb, and one-finger 1-inch punch. He could knock a man down with a punch delivered from just 1 inch away. Speed beyond imagination. He was so fast that film directors had to slow down the footage. Otherwise, his moves were invisible to the camera. In the US, a 130-kilogram wrestler once challenged Bruce. But after seeing Bruce's speed, he backed off. He said, "He's not human, I can't fight him." ABS of steel. Bruce had zero fat on his body. He had perfect six-pack ABS years before it became a trend. He trained for at least 4 to 5 hours every day. Some days he would do 2,000 punches, 1,000 kicks, and hundreds of push UPS. He treated his body like a temple. And guess what? He even removed his underarm sweat glands because sweat marks would show up on camera, and he wanted to look perfect in movies. They said, "You're Asian, we need white heroes. You have an accent, your eyes are small." America is not ready for a Chinese star. Even though he was stronger, faster, and more charismatic than any American actor, Bruce was given only small side roles. He appeared in a TV show called The Green Hornet as Kato, the hero's assistant. But the show didn't last long. Bruce was frustrated. He knew he had the talent to be a superstar, but nobody in Hollywood gave him a chance. So what did he do? He said, "If America doesn't want me, I will go back to Asia. I will make movies there and the world will come to me." And that decision changed the world of cinema forever. He was not a small man, he was a storm. He said, "I will show the world who I really am." So he packed his bags and returned to Hong Kong in 1971. But what happened when he arrived? Something unexpected and amazing. When Bruce returned to Hong Kong, he thought people had forgotten him. But when he stepped out of the airport, he was shocked. Hundreds of people were waiting. Cameras, reporters, fans, they were shouting, "Kato, Kato." Why? Because the American TV show, The Green Hornet, where he played Kato, had become a big hit in Asia, but in America it failed. In Hong Kong, people didn't call it The Green Hornet. They called it The Kato Show. Bruce Lee was a superstar in Asia, and he didn't even know it. Now producers wanted to make movies with him, and this time he would be the hero. Bruce signed a contract with Golden Harvest, a film company in Hong Kong. His first movie was The Big Boss, also called Fists of Fury in America. It was made with a very small budget, only $100,000. The camera was simple. The locations were cheap, the story was basic. But Bruce Lee, he was electric. In this movie, he plays a quiet man who promises never to fight. But when his friends are killed by criminals, he fights back and destroys everyone. When this movie was released, it broke all records in Hong Kong. People were screaming in theaters. They watched it again and again. Bruce became a legend overnight. Now the world was watching. Bruce's second film was Fist of Fury, also called The Chinese Connection. This time he didn't just fight for revenge. He fought for his country, his pride, and against racism. There's one powerful scene. Bruce walks to a park with a sign, "No dogs and Chinese allowed." He looks at the sign, he looks at the guard. He jumps and kicks the wooden sign into pieces. The theater exploded with applause. For Asian people who were treated badly for years, this scene was like a revolution. Bruce Lee showed them we are not weak. We will rise. The movie was a massive hit, even bigger than The Big Boss. People around the world started noticing Bruce. Even Hollywood started watching. Bruce didn't just want to act. He wanted control over the story, the camera, the editing. So in Way of the Dragon, Bruce became the writer, director, producer, and main actor. He even composed the music for the film. In this movie, Bruce plays a Chinese man who travels to Rome to help a restaurant under attack by gangsters. But the most legendary scene in this movie is the final fight. Bruce Lee versus Chuck Norris in the Colosseum of Rome. Chuck Norris was a real-life karate champion. From America, the fight was slow, intense, brutal, and beautiful. Bruce showed pain, emotion, and power. He defeated Chuck with honor, and even covered his body out of respect. That scene is still called the greatest martial arts fight in movie history. Let's pause here and talk about Bruce's daily training. This will blow your mind. Bruce treated his body like a scientific machine. Here's what he did: 5,000 punches every day, 2,000 kicks for 100 push-ups, running 6 kilometers daily, stretching for 2 hours, skipping rope, weightlifting, meditation, practicing with nunchaku and wooden dummies. He trained for 5 to 6 hours a day, every single day. He kept a notebook where he wrote down his weight, exercises, diet, and thoughts. He believed if you love life, don't waste time, because time is what life is made of. He could stop a punch 1 inch before it hit someone's nose. He could catch a coin from your hand before you close your fist. He could do push-ups using only 1 finger. Even scientists studied his body. They said his muscles were like coiled steel wires. He was a real-life superhero. After his 3 big hits in Asia, Hollywood finally said, "Okay, Bruce, let's work together." He signed a deal to make Enter the Dragon his first big American movie, where he would be the main star. This movie was huge. It had a big budget, international locations, and amazing action. Bruce played a martial artist who enters a tournament to stop a drug lord. He used Jeet Kune Fu, nunchaku, and even fought a man with a steel hand. It was powerful, emotional, stylish, and Bruce's performance was like a tiger set free. But something tragic happened just before the movie's release. In 1973, Bruce Lee complained of a headache while at a friend's house. He took a painkiller, laid down, and never woke up. Doctors said he died of brain swelling, but till today people don't know the exact reason. Part 3. The Legend That Never Dies. Bruce Lee was only 32 years old when he died. But what he gave to the world in those 32 years was more powerful than people who live 100 years. After his mysterious death in 1973, the world stood still. People couldn't believe it. Some cried, some were angry. Some were shocked. How can he die so soon? He was so strong, he looked like a superhero. But Bruce Lee was gone after Bruce died. Enter the Dragon is released just 6 days later. And when people watched it, they didn't just see a movie. They saw his last gift to the world. It became a global hit, earning over $350 million worldwide. And remember, this was the 1970s, a time when ticket prices were very low. People in America, Asia, Europe, Africa, everywhere were watching Bruce Lee and falling in love with him. His face was on magazines' posters, newspapers, books. His movies were shown in theaters again and again. Bruce Lee died so suddenly and so young that people started making their own theories. Some people said he was killed by the Chinese mafia. He was poisoned. He died because he revealed secret martial arts to the West. It was a family curse. Even today, some believe he didn't die naturally, but doctors said it was brain swelling, possibly from a reaction to a painkiller called equagesic. His death will always be a mystery. But one thing is clear, his spirit never died. Bruce Lee was more than a fighter. He was a deep thinker, a philosopher. A writer. He read thousands of books on psychology, motivation, spirituality, and martial arts. He wrote his own notes, thoughts, and lessons. Here are some of his most powerful life teachings. Empty your mind, be formless, shapeless like water. He said if you put water in a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now, water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend. What did he mean? He meant don't be rigid. Don't be stuck, be flexible. Become, be powerful when needed. Adjust to life, flow with it. I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once. I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. This means don't chase too many things. Master one thing. Bruce believed in practice, repetition, and discipline. He didn't try to do everything. He focused deeply, trained daily, and became perfect. He taught us consistency is more powerful than talent. Knowing is not enough, we must apply. Willing is not enough, we must do. It means don't just read or think. Take action, practice. Apply it. Reading books won't make you strong. Doing push-ups will. Watching English videos won't make you fluent. Speaking, writing, and practicing will. Absorb what is useful, discard what is not. Add what is uniquely your own. Bruce believed that we should take what helps us, leave what doesn't, and create our own unique way. That's how he created Jeet Kune, do his own martial art. He didn't follow only one style. He studied many styles: boxing, kung fu, fencing, taekwondo, and made a new way that was fast, simple, direct. Bruce wrote many books, journals, and letters. Some of his most famous books: Tao of Jeet Kune, Tao, his martial arts philosophy; Bruce Lee, Artist of Life, his thoughts on life, fear, self-discipline, success; Letters of the Dragon, his personal letters to friends and students. In these books, you don't just see a fighter. You see a poet, a philosopher, a warrior of the mind. After Bruce's death, his wife Linda raised the kids with love and strength. Brandon Lee, his son, followed his father's path. He became an actor and martial artist. But in 1993, during the filming of The Crow, he was accidentally shot and killed on set, just like his father, gone too soon. Today, you can find Bruce Lee statues in Hong Kong Avenue of Stars, Bosnia, yes, even in Europe, Los Angeles. Seattle museums keep his clothes, nunchaku, handwritten letters, and even his punching bag. People still visit his grave in Seattle, where his stone reads, "Founder of Jeet Kune." Do your inspiration continues to guide us toward personal liberation. Before Bruce, Asians were shown as weak, quiet, or funny in movies. But Bruce Lee showed them as powerful, proud, and strong. He made martial arts global. He inspired people to train, fight, think, and grow. Even famous stars like Jackie Chan, Jet Li, Tony Ya, Donnie Yen, Keanu Reeves, Dwayne Johnson all say Bruce Lee was their inspiration. Even UFC fighters like Anderson Silva and Conor McGregor say they learned it from Bruce. He is called the father of mixed martial arts because his way was not just about style, but freedom and expression. Bruce Lee is gone, but his voice, his words, his actions still live inside millions of people. He didn't just teach us how to fight, he taught us how to live. He didn't just punch with his hands, he punched fear, punched laziness, and punched limits. And today we'll remember what he truly gave us. Even though he was a movie star, Bruce Lee lived a simple, focused, powerful life. Here's what his typical day looked like. Morning, he woke up early, around 6:30 a.m. First thing, stretching and meditation. He believed a calm mind creates a strong body. Then running for 4 to 5 miles, around 8 kilometers, rain or shine. Tired or not, he ran after that. Push UPS, pull UPS. Crunches, kicks. Afternoon, training students in Jeet Kune Do. Reading books about philosophy, psychology, martial arts, writing ideas, his goals, lessons, and dreams. Evening, spending time with family, playing with his kids, laughing. Sometimes working on movies or scripts. Late into the night, he lived every day like it was his last. He didn't waste time, he didn't wait for tomorrow. He used his body, mind, and heart every single day. Many people say, I can't do this. I'm not smart enough, I don't have time. I'm too tired, but Bruce Lee believed there is no limit. Only the limit you believe in your mind. He said, don't say I wish. Say I will, don't wait for the right time. Make the time right, don't try to be perfect. Try to be real. He believed in hard work, focus, self-belief, inner peace. That's why even today, people remember him more than other actors or fighters because he spoke truth, lived truth, and became truth. What we can learn from Bruce Lee. 1. Start where you are. Bruce had health problems. He was rejected by many producers. He faced racism. People laughed at his accent. But did he stop? No. He trained harder. He improved himself. He created his own way. Lesson. You don't need a perfect start. Just start with what you have. To believe in yourself even if no one else does. When nobody gave him a lead role in Hollywood, he wrote his own shows and movies. When others copied old styles, he created his own art. Jeet Kune Do. Lesson. The world may doubt you, but you must never doubt yourself. 3. Use pain as power. He had a serious back injury in 1970. Doctors told him you may never kick again. He didn't give up for 6 months. He lay in bed reading and writing. He planned his future. He visualized his comeback. He returned stronger than ever. Lesson: your pain is not the end. It's a chance to grow. For life with purpose. Bruce said the key to immortality is first, living a life worth remembering. He didn't want to live for money or fame. He wanted to express himself honestly. He said, I don't want to be just a man who acts or fights. I want to be a man who truly lives. Lesson: don't chase success. Chase your purpose, your truth. Your best version. 5. Keep learning always. Bruce was a forever student. He read books, learned new languages, and explored new ideas. He said learning is never cumulative. It is a movement of knowing, which has no beginning and no end. Lesson: never think I know enough. Always say I'm still learning. If Bruce Lee were alive today, he would look at you and say, "You are stronger than you think. You have fire inside you, don't waste it. Don't wait, don't be afraid. Create your own path. Be like water flow crash. Shine." And he would smile not because you are perfect, but because you are trying, because you are growing, because you are not giving up. This is not just Bruce Lee's story. This is your story too. The story of pain and purpose, fear and courage, rejection and return, struggle and strength. Now it's your time to stand up and write your own story. If this story inspired you, if this story made you feel powerful, if this story made you love English and life more, then subscribe to our channel, because here you don't just learn English. You learn how to live, how to think, how to become powerful, how to rise when you fall. Every single day we bring motivational stories, life-changing book summaries, English that's easy and beautiful, and a journey that changes your heart. This is not just learning. This is transformation. One last time. Remember this, be like Bruce Lee. Live honestly, speak clearly. Train hard, love deeply. Think freely, never give up, and never stop learning. Because legends like Bruce Lee never die, and neither will your dream.